Hello and welcome to Rose Play at the Movies. As always, we are your co-hosts, Orion Moonrose and Saul Wildfire. Once again, returning for another movie review where we sat down because, we had to rewatch it before we go to see the Black Phone 2, Black Phone 1. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. And start with the storyline. The storyline's very simplistic. It's kind of like Jaws, except, the last half isn't completely in one place. So basically there's this, I think we could call him a serial killer, right?
Yeah.
There's a serial killer that is kidnapping kids. And... well, I guess technically you don't fully know right away whether or not he's murdering them or not. They just go missing. Maybe he was just trying to collect a circus of kids. Mm-hmm. But obviously you do find out that they're killed, and he has a name called the Grabber. And the next kid that he captures starts getting weird phone calls from the previous dead kids. The previous dead kids on a black phone that's hung up that is dead, or, the wire's cut. Mm. And basically it's whether or not he's got to escape or not. And that's the premise of Black Phone. So, there is a lot here. Like, I like the supernatural element. Mm. Like, because at first you just think it's going to be, hey, this kid's got to figure out how to escape from his captor. Mm-hmm. And then you got these kids who are like, hey, I was digging a hole. Hey, I pulled wire or something out of the wall.
Yeah.
I broke a wall and there's, what was it? A freezer.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of stuff that went on with that. And I think that now, I guess that technically could be character development, but I guess we could talk about it here a little bit. I do like how they do give character in the short amount of time that they have to characters, like the kids with the flashbacks, which are done via the sister having psychic visions, which apparently comes from their mother, according to the father.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot delved into, but... I mean, really, I think that's all I can think of for the storyline. So I guess the real question then comes is, what did you think about the storyline? What did you like about it? And what did you like about the movie in general for it, since, the storyline makes up most of the movie?
I like that it was, like, a different take on the supernatural and, like, trying to get, like, justice and figure everything out kind of thing. And help him out of the situation to try to, make sure that he stops, killing and going,
Yeah, because they wanted revenge and they wanted, what's the other word I'm thinking of? They wanted peace. Mm-hmm. Because there is technically two storylines going on here.
Yeah.
There's the Grabber and Finney, and then there's the sister and the kids. And although the kids and Finney and the Grabber kind of interconnect, the kids are on their own little mission to be found, like she's a rescuer or something. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, because I mean, if it were just to be about a serial killer who kidnaps a kid and their little witty battle, I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been a bad movie, but throwing this extra, supernatural elements really helps make it stand out from a lot of movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Was there anything else about the storyline with that? Let's see. The kids. Oh, yeah. So, Finney at least knew two of them. Mm-hmm. Personally. There was a baseball kid, and there was his best friend who was kind of into karate and stuff because of Bruce Lee. So, there's some emotional moments with that, too, and we'll get into that. So, was there anything about the storyline that you didn't like?
Not particularly. I mean, some of it was a little confusing until you figured out, that it was, the supernatural and stuff. And,
right.
happening. But, a lot of the stuff that was like a little confusing got, explained or whatever.
Yeah. Although this movie still does leave you with some questions that never get answered. Or that you're wondering, like, exactly whatever, whatnot. Before we do move into the next one, the score and then the next one. This is also done by Joe Hill, I think is his name. Or Joe something, but it's a pseudonym like his father did before him for a while. And so the one who actually wrote this, I think it's a novella, but it could be a short story, was Stephen King's father. Or son.
No. I was going to be like, what?
Right, that's one good old man at that point, 90 years old, penning a story.
Yeah.
On the precipice of death, and he's like, oh, these spirits like to haunt people. Oh, yeah, that reminds me, too. Apparently, from what it seems like in there, every kid that he talks to has varying degrees of memory. It seems like the longer that they're dead and in, I guess, purgatory might be a good name for it, they tend to forget, limbo. They tend to forget everything, like their name, what they liked, what they did. Like, only the strongest part of their memories seem to maintain over time. Which with the Karate Kid, which I don't remember his name right off the bat, it'll be said in character. Robin, that's it. He remembered everything because he was only dead for, like, probably a few days.
Yeah.
All right, so then what would you score Black Phone on the storyline?
I had an 8 out of 10, just because I felt like, it was, like, a really good story and whatnot, but there were a few things, obviously, that were left to question and left to, be like, okay, there's just, all that,
right.
Like, the mother, for one, like,
yeah,
it was just kind of like, why did she? And
like, why did she decide to offer? Because the father said it was because of the powers or something. She just couldn't handle anymore, and so she hung herself.
But, like, I mean, yeah, but that's kind of like a very standard thing. Like, like, it wasn't like we really got to understand that, It was kind of just a simple thing. Like, she had these dreams and then, offed herself. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot to be questioned and unanswered.
And I do agree with that, but I also feel like that maybe they were trying to, like, show bullying in a sense, too. You know, what happens when you're an outcast and you get bullied even as an adult. Sometimes you take things a bit more extreme. Kids can do it, too, obviously, but...
Right, yeah, no, I don't know. There was just... Some of it just seemed like there was pieces that weren't connecting, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
no, and I was torn myself between 8 and a 9. And I didn't originally start with a 9, but after we had our pre-talk for the movie, I did dumb it down to an 8 as well. And I mean, it's kind of the same issue, is that great movie. I love it from start to end, basically, because there's so many stuff that they do right, but then there's so much stuff that's just left to question.
Yeah.
And really, that did drop it most of the points down to 2, because it's like, for as good as it was, it's like there were lingering questions, and you were just in there like, okay, but why is this happening? How is this done? And I mean, sometimes movies do tell you, it's tell, don't show. Or like when someone says, I don't want someone to explain the origin story of Michael Myers.
Right, and I feel like also, like, it wasn't like an extremely rich storyline. I feel like, all of it took place, like, in that room for the most part, and those kids, like, sharing, like, what, like, they did to try to get out of there that failed. Like, I felt like a lot of the storyline was literally that, Yeah,
again, it kind of still felt like the Jaws treatment, except because of them having a B plot, you moved over to the sister a little bit, and it got you out of that room. But yeah, it did feel like maybe the first 30 minutes was a mixture of everything, because you see the grabber drive by with his vehicle. You saw him, which I still think is a cool shot of Robin walking home or behind a movie theater or something, and the grabber's like not silhouette per se, but blurry, but he's like cape blowing like it's gonna be a showdown. I wish they would have shown it.
And then there's like just the grabber himself, which just like there was a lot of confusion if he had like DID or if he had like trauma, or something that didn't really get explained or anything. The naughty boy thing.
Yeah, because that was something. And I think we'll delve a little bit more into that with character, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was a lot of stuff about the grabber that I'm sitting there questioning. Is it this route? Is it that route?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm not necessarily saying they had to explain the grabber, obviously. Maybe when Joe wrote the book, it was to be left to interpretation. Like, do you think that it was a father issue?
Right,
Do you think that he's... So, I mean, it could be that route, but just because of the fact that we live in a day and age where everything feels like it has to be explained,
Right.
I feel like it still hurt the movie just because we're used to that kind of...
Yeah, like, it's like I kind of want to know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's not just pure evil. Like when Michael Myers does it, when you hear about Michael Myers, you just expect he's just born pure evil. There's nothing to it. But it feels like there's a story behind the grabber.
Yeah, well, besides the Rob Zombie.
Yeah, where they did try to explain it.
Yeah, saying he's bullied and stuff. But anyway, yeah.
So that takes care of storyline. So we can move into the characters now, where we can talk a little bit more about the grabber here in a second. So I feel like we're gonna combine Finney and Gwen together, just because even though they were kind of separate, they are siblings. And after Robin gets off, they kind of have a nice little bond. And I feel like both of them are more of a, you got to talk to them together. So you had Finney, who was played by Mason Thames, I'm not 100% sure, and Madeline McGraw, which was Gwen, and basically, so with her, like I said, she's more of a psychic. She's seeing, she does kind of see the dead kids. I guess she did see them too when she was riding her bike, and that wasn't a dream. So I mean, she can see the dead, and. That's another titular question that's not answered in the black phone. Is the phone, because one of the kids do say that one of the dead kids do say that the grabber can hear the phone too, but he just ignores it.
Yeah.
So is the phone magical, or is it the built up death and revenge?
Yeah, see, that thing is just, the phone thing is just so confusing, and it also goes into the second one. But that's just where it's just, like, confusing to me on that aspect, and the fact that, like, she can see things, but then, like, he, like, seems like he can't see them, but then, like, when the one was floating around
and spinning around.
He could see it.
Yeah, and see, but he was half asleep, just waking up, so I feel like maybe you're in that half awake stage.
Oh, I mean, maybe, but it seemed like for the most part he couldn't see them.
No, and that's the thing, she was a psychic for sure, and we don't know anything about, like I said, they say Ethan Hawke's character can hear the phone too, but he ignores it. So is it the phone that's magical? Does he have psychic latent powers? Yeah. Is it built up stuff? Like, that was another thing that for the story down. But for the most part, he's I don't want to say he's a cowardly kid, because Robin literally says that he has it in him, but he just, I guess, chooses not to fight. He does get, one of the stupidest things that his character does in the movie is lie to the grabber when he asks his name. Like, dude, you're already in there. What is he going to do to you?
Yeah, he literally said that he can see your name in the paper.
Exactly. I see the kids after.
And you wouldn't think there'd be something, like a missing kid flyer at the least that shows a picture of him? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, not just that, but your friend Robin went missing, and that was everywhere, and you're thinking that it's not going to be around for you,
with
too?
With your exact name on it.
But, I mean, besides that... Both of the kid actors do a pretty good job. They're not their characters aren't really dumb, other than that stupid paper thing. So I really like, and honestly, I think that they have good chemistry as brother and sister. Like they feel like they could be brother and sister in the first one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the actors do a pretty good job. So I mean, for the most part, I think they're a good cast to start with. So what were your thoughts on the kid siblings?
Oh, I loved them together. I felt like they were natural, like, sibling bonding, and how they would, like, pick on each other, kind of banter and stuff like that. I felt like they had very good sibling chemistry.
Oh, definitely agreed. Anything else on them?
Not much. I just really liked them.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so next we're going to just hit at the kids a little bit. There were, I think there was 4 kids. I'm looking at this right now. There's Robin, there's Vance, there's Billy, Bruce. Was Griffin one of them, or was he a student in the class? I feel like they were students in class. Oh, yeah, they might have been the bullies.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think there was 4 kids. Maybe I'm off on one. But so I'll at least name them off. You had Miguel Mora as Robin, who was the karate type kid. You had Brandy Hepner, which was Vance Hopper, and he was a psychotic little bully guy. But I feel like he still might have went. No, he might have got pulled to hell, because when he's like, today's the day, you saw him like get yanked, and I don't think he might have been going to hell after that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You had Jacob Moran as Billy and Tristan Provong as Bruce. So Bruce and Robin get a little bit of screen time. Like I said, you get a baseball game at the beginning, and he's also the first voice that Finney hears, and he remembers because of the arm. And Robin, of course, is the best friend, whatnot. And the other 2 just kind of act as like, hey, we did this stuff, and we're this, we were a paper boy, etc., etc. The bike lock from the paper boy. For the most part, though, I liked how they did the dead.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, you didn't see them at first, and then you sort of do, but then Finney doesn't see them except for the one kid who spins, which again, that's confused. Like, I don't it just feels weird, but it's kind of cool to see him like sitting next to him and having Finney have to pretend that nobody's there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you kind of get to see, like, like they're like what happened to him, kind of.
Yeah, and that was another thing too. They used her as a means to tell you their story and give you feelings for them without having to like go into it too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And I liked that. But other than that, I mean, there wasn't really anything wrong with the kids. I think the makeup was done well. The ghostly pale was done well. I think for the actors having the small amount of screen time that they had, I think they did good. So any thoughts on the kids yourself besides Spinny, Bottle? Oh, yeah, theatrics where it points at the window when he could have just... Well, I guess he couldn't have pointed if he couldn't see them anymore, but... Yeah,
no, I really liked the way they did them.
That's what I thought, too, because we're saving the grabber for last, just in case we go. We'll touch just a second on Jeremy Davis, who played Terrence, which was their father. After the mother died, he became a drunk, he became abusive.
That's if he wasn't a drunk already, because he did, like, seem like he could have been a drunk before.
He could have, because we don't really get any backstory of before.
It doesn't necessarily say that he wasn't a drunk beforehand.
But either way, I think he got way more violent about it when
yeah.
his wife died, and so... What is it? And so he starts beating his daughter because she's getting the psychic visions, and he doesn't want her to turn out like... I think towards the end, though, in the middle part, he has a little character shift. Because obviously he's like, wouldn't you want to find so-and-so if it helped? And so he took her out to look, and...
Yeah.
I don't think he was a bot. I mean, obviously the actor did a great job. I like the actor as the father. I don't think he was a bad father per se. I just think trauma and whatever was going on with their lives possibly turned him into the way he was.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely wasn't the best, but I don't know if he was
the worst. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Pretty bad.
But the actor did great. I liked what he did with him, so...
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else to add with him?
Not really.
All right, and I don't think any other cast really matters. Let me look through this quickly, because nobody cares about that. Yeah, nobody else probably stands out. So we will talk about the important actor now, besides the kids. Ethan Hawke, who played the grabber. And I think Ethan did amazing.
Oh, yeah, I loved him.
Yeah, like he had, like, this innocent little voice where he would... But he could also go into a deep rage.
Right, yeah, no, and when he ended up grabbing him at the beginning or whatever, like how he was, like, acting like this, like, what was it, a magician?
Yeah, and he might actually be a magician part-time because he's got the van. I don't honestly know.
Yeah, that part's a little...
Yeah, because they don't explain that, too, because only once does the brother... I guess we'll add him in there, too. The brother, James Ranson, which played Max.
Yeah.
He was a cokehead, but he was eccentric, and I did like him. But, like, the only time we hear about it is, like, oh, he's going off to his job, he's not here, when he was just at the hardware store grabbing the supplies. So that didn't really explain what his job was.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that probably put the storyline down a bit, was the fact that we don't know much about his job, or if it is the magician, clown, whatever.
Yeah, some of it was kind of just left open or whatever. But for the most part, it seemed like he was only, like... wasn't going down to the basement and stuff like that just because his brother was around or something.
Yeah, because we don't know how much...
Yeah.
Because he said his brother had said that he was not homeless, jobless, and was living with him temporarily. So we don't know what his ritual was, because he has a ritual. From what we know, the ritual involves leaving the door unlocked, kid goes upstairs, usually he's shirtless. I mean, then the second scene he was shirtless, but with like a unzipped sweater. Maybe it was cold that night. I don't know. But apparently it looks like he's supposed to be an abusive father or something, and he calls it the kids called it Naughty Boy.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like if it is a trauma thing, it's because his father used to lock him in the basement. One night he didn't shut the door.
Yeah.
And he went up and got beat the hell out
Which
of
would
him.
also explain the phone still being down there and why the kids say that he can hear it.
Yeah.
It still brings more questions, though, because that's another thing. Why can he hear it? I mean, if it's the kids, maybe but if he could hear it before... But then he's also got these cool masks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's mask, technically, but it's interchangeable.
Yeah.
And I know he has like a smile. He has a frown, disappointment, something. He has a blank one where it's just the face piece, and then he can take the top half off too. And that's where we started talking a little bit we weren't in the theater. At your place, we started talking about if he has DID.
Yeah, that seemed like it was a possibility with the interchangeable faces and the way, like... But it could also be a post-traumatic thing, too, where, he doesn't have very good emotional control, and he goes from, one flip to the next, because it could also be a lot of different things. It could be, bipolar, or anything where you go from flipping from one, feeling to the next, one personality or emotion to the next,
Right.
Which definitely seemed like it could have been a possibility.
And that's another thing, too. Like he is the most... This is why I want there to be a backstory behind him. Because you really don't know that much about him. Like, why the masks? What is the significance of the mask? Why did you make them interchangeable? At one point, you said maybe if he does have DID, maybe at one side is trying to help him find a way to escape.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see a backstory.
Yeah, like
for real.
Like a prequel would be so nice just to learn more about him.
Yeah, and how he got to the mask.
Especially the mask, because I think the mask is one of the coolest parts about him.
Exactly.
Besides his personality.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, no, I think Ethan Hawke did amazing. He also was in Moon Knight. I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. I've known him way before Moon Knight even. But in Moon Knight, he played Arthur, and he did great. He is just a good actor in general. I don't know if there was anything else about the grabber. Because like I said, what we're telling is about what we know for the movie of why he was grabbing the kids. Yeah. We don't really get a reason other than the fact that with the newspaper scene, he talks to him and... Because the kids tell him, don't go upstairs. It's a trap.
Right.
And so he does, and he's like, oh, you're different. Nothing is going the same or right. And then I was going to let you go. And I questioned, too, if he was going to actually let him go.
Yeah, and it's like, I almost liked you or something like that. Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, you almost got me to like you kind of thing. And it was just like, nope.
So I definitely think that the kids, the ghost kids, and I think Ethan Hawke were the standout roles of the movie. All right, so unless there's anything else you'd like to add about the grabber, or no? All right, so let's go to characters. And what did you end up giving the characters for Black Phone?
I give them a 9 out of 10 because I thought they were all like really, really well done characters, and I liked most of them, especially the grabber, and Finney, and
Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen. I liked all the characters. I thought they all played them very well.
So what was it that you didn't like or that lacked or something that ended up making you think a 9?
The only thing that I would say that took the point off for that is just the fact that like there were a lot of things about certain the characters that just weren't really well explained or were left open.
So like the grabber in general.
Yeah, the grabber and some other little things that might have been left open.
Right. See, I went the complete opposite. I did give it a complete 10. I do agree that there's some things that aren't explained about the characters, Finn being one of them, the sister, the mother a little bit more, and definitely the grabber. There's a lot of ways you can go with the grabber. But how I thought about it, at least for the most, because the one that bothered me the most was the grabber.
Yeah.
But I just thought to myself, maybe he's supposed to be left open for interpretation. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, or for like a sequel.
Or if they did a sequel, if they decided to do a prequel, because of, spoiler alert, but I mean, that's kind of what this whole podcast is.
Yeah.
He dies at the end.
Yeah.
So, like, you're like, okay, so if you're going to do a sequel, which you obviously are, because we're going to go see the sequel later tonight, it's like, how do you fix a dead character?
Right.
So, yeah, but I ended up giving it a 10. I just kind of let it pass a little bit because I know, again, it was a short story. And, short stories sometimes aren't meant to have the sequels, but a lot of things get turned into a book. And obviously, since this is the son of Stephen King,
right,
they probably wanted to make it a movie. And so I kind of gave it a pass and gave it a 10. I was a little bit more generous in that field. But I do agree with you that if I were to give it a 9... it would be because I want to know more about the grabber, because he is that, as much as you may hate him for what he does to the kids, I absolutely, love him as the actor and the character. All right, so let's go ahead and move into music. All right, so for music and sound effects, they did actually have, unlike the last movie we saw, which I think was, it was The Conjuring. I guess The Conjuring had some actual songs in it. I guess I am thinking back to Jaws, which was 2 movies ago. They did have, 2 songs? 2 pretty well-known songs.
Yeah.
And then I think the rest were instrumental and, trying to aggravate your nerves and stuff. And so for the most part, I honestly really did like what they did with it. Because, because you've got the suspense and all that. And the music because it is the 70s, 78, I think. And so, they got 2 good songs for it, and they're nice songs. I don't really know a whole lot to say about the music other than the fact that I really did like it. There was some things that lacked, but I think since you are more the music one, I can be too. But I'm going to let you go ahead more or less because I'm drawing a blank at the second. I'm going to let you start with music and sound effects.
Heck, I don't even remember what songs they were, honestly.
I don't either.
I think there was one, when they were doing the baseball. I just can't remember what it was at the beginning-ish. I felt the sound effects were just, I don't know, it just was not enough to make me feel very unnerved with it. I don't know, there wasn't, enough, unnerving sounds for me, I guess.
Right.
There were sound effects, but they weren't,
they were trying to be unnerving.
They were trying, but I feel like they just weren't the right pitch, the right noise to.
I feel like I could agree with that because I know what my rating is, and so I kind of see where you're coming from with that. I will say that the sound effects and the instrumental music does match with the scenes. It does really intensify said scenes. But you said it yourself that it feels like it's lacking something or missing something.
Yeah, like I just felt like it was really missing a lot to make the moments in there more impactful and more unnerving.
Right. Yeah, it's really hard to say with music when a lot of it is instrumental and trying to unnerve you because, it's supposed to be I thought it was supposed to be a thriller, but apparently it's horror mystery.
Yeah.
Which I don't feel like it's horror. I mean, I'm sure some people would probably be afraid of it or would been back in the day. Right. Back in the day, it would have been like Terrifier of its time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just, the music was great and whatnot, because I'll go first with my rating, because I did give it an 8.
They're right.
Like, it was good, but you're right that just something felt like it was off or missing or... I don't know. I just don't. That's the weird part, because you get so invested into the story and the characters that I think I know what it is. It's not that it's not unnerving and whatnot. I feel like because you are so more invested into the storyline and the characters, and this also goes into emotion, that the music kind of becomes a background character, like an extra. Like it's there, but you don't necessarily think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be the case. I don't feel like the right chords were strummed, the notes. I just feel like there wasn't enough, like, I just feel like there just wasn't enough, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. It was definitely missing a lot, even if the story was, like pulling you in, there just wasn't enough sound and like unnerving chords or something. I don't know. Something was definitely missing.
Right. So what did you end up giving it?
I gave it a 7.
A 7. So you were one more less than me. So, I mean, like I said, I didn't feel like it was missing enough to bring it down to a 7 personally.
Yeah. Well, I originally had it at a 6 until I decided that, it did have quite a bit of sounds. It just didn't feel like it had the right sound.
They were trying. You gave them the point because they were at least trying.
Yeah.
And for trying, at least, I think they did a good enough job, and I think that's why mine is an 8.
I was like, I can't give it an 8, 9, or 10. I just can't. I just feel like there was something definitely missing.
Right.
I had to drop it down, but when I was looking at it, I was like, it feels like it's still a little bit more than a 6, so I gave it a 7.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's hard to say, but I feel like they were trying enough, and there's a few things that are off, so I gave it an 8 out of 10, but we're still pretty similar with that one. So we'll move into emotions next, and I think this, along with the characters in the story, I think the emotions, it really, for me, like hits a home run. Because... first of all, like I said, you get to learn enough about the kids through the flashbacks quickly, through the psychic visions.
Yeah.
And that is a nice way to get to care about the kids that he's talking to. The grabber is just grabbing right off the bat.
Right, yeah.
Like you're attached to him emotionally, whether you're hating his guts for what he's doing, or if you might feel sad for him for his past or something. And the emotions between the kids, the father... the grabber and Finn. I think everything personally works amazingly well. And this is one of those movies where in the final scene, you don't know what's going to fully happen. Because, the grabber... Because we don't ever learn the grabber's name.
Yeah, no.
But the grabber kills his brother, blames it on Finn, which, by the way, is still your brother figured it out. He was going to find it one way or another. Like you said, even if there was a kid down there or not.
Yeah, literally walks himself down there himself. You made me kill my brother.
Yeah, and he just does not like the fact that Finn apparently caused his brother's death.
Yeah, he cannot take any responsibility or accountability that he literally put an axe in his brother's head, bro.
But to be fair, that is what someone without empathy or whatnot would do, though. So, I mean, at least that tracks.
I wouldn't have killed my brother if you didn't make him come down here, even though he came down here himself.
And remember, it was a soundproof room.
Yeah, so why would he have been down there, besides the fact that he came down there because... he was concerned.
Yeah, because there was 2 doors. There was the metal door, and then there was the door that was normal. And even if Finn knocked on the downstairs door, I'm sure it was reinforced with enough steel and whatnot that he wouldn't hear the knocks from the other side.
And if he did, it would have been that he didn't soundproof it enough, which would have still meant that he was the
Yeah, he was the cause of it, right?
So what the hell?
So no, I mean that part's a little messed up, and I don't get, like, that's nothing on the movie, people, or anything. It's just hilarious that the grabber is like so off on him being blamed, like, oh, he was my idiot brother, but he was my idiot brother. How dare you, like, dude?
How dare you make me kill him? It's your fault he's down here.
Yeah, but anyway, so he gets killed. He's about ready to kill Finney. He's like, I'm gonna do this very slowly, and the sister has brought them to the house. Mm-hmm. Which, of course, you know, the cops are sitting there trying to find it. They're, oh, there's nothing here. And you're sitting there looking at them. Look in the basement, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Why aren't you? Look everywhere. What kind of cops are you?
Exactly.
And so he's about to kill him. And so Finney jumps over this hole that he had dug a while ago with the grate being under there, which I'm still questioning how the grabber didn't see the grate missing from the window in the first place either.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, he didn't pay attention to... I mean, I guess he was a really flawed person because, again, too, because of the fact that, you know, he blames him for his brother's death.
Yeah, nah, he definitely has something messed up in the head up there.
Mm-hmm. And so they're sitting there fighting about who's gonna kill who, and the cops are coming, and you're like, is Finn gonna die? Is he gonna kill the grabber? Are the cops gonna come down and kill the grabber? Mm-hmm. And then you find out it's the wrong house. That there's another house that the grabber bought across the street where the dead bodies have been being buried. So you do not know how the movie's fully going to end until it ends.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we had seen it before, so we knew. But, you know, watching it a second time and seeing how we would have felt, yeah, like, you don't really know who's going to live and who's going to die. And I think that is one of the strongest moments in the movie, too, is the very end. Mm-hmm. And I love when the phone starts ringing well, it's not even attached to the phone. And he's like, it's for you. Yeah, like I think the emotions are just amazing in this one. Mm. So, what about you? What did you like about the emotions? Like, yourself, the movie, the characters, the moments, which kind of go into the music, all that good stuff.
Why? Did I already say I rated the emotions 8 out of 10?
No, you didn't. But we can do that. You can start with rating it first, because I haven't got to the rating yet.
Yeah, I rated it an 8 out of 10, just because... I felt like the emotions were good and everything, but I felt like there was still like enough missing in the kids that got taken. Like, I just feel like I didn't care enough.
I get that. Because even though you did see like the baseball player as a baby and whatnot, and then getting grabbed and whatnot, and you got to see him for a little bit.
Still, yeah, I just didn't have a feel of a character, basically. Like,
yeah, they still didn't have enough time.
Yeah, exactly.
They were there to push the story forward and try to give emotions, but for you, it didn't come off enough.
I was just like, I didn't see them as a character. Like, I couldn't get enough of the feel of who they were to really care about them as characters missing, basically. So that, I felt like, took a lot of the emotion out of it, where you'd be like, oh, I feel for like all these kids and stuff, because I didn't know enough about them to care, I felt like.
Well, see, that's where we kind of differ again. Maybe it's because it was a short story first, or maybe because they have a small amount of time to tell a story that's supposed to be singular and wasn't supposed to get a sequel.
Right.
And I thought, yeah, I'm not too emotionally invested, but the fact that she's having these visions just a little bit to get to see it, even if it's a short snippet, it's a nice way to do it without just expunging the information through a phone call.
Yeah, but, like, you know, when she was having those dreams and stuff like that, like, that's another part where, like, the music and the sound effects were just missing.
I could get that, because they were mostly silent.
Yeah, they were just clips of them. Like, you didn't hear, like, this and that. Like, you didn't hear, like, happy moments, or them, like, really, like, showing something that meant anything to their character.
So I feel like that's probably where mine became an 8 and yours became a 7-2, was because the psychic visions were kind of lackluster.
the emotions.
I think they did that on purpose, though, but at the same time, I think them doing it on purpose hindered it.
Yeah, it took a lot of the emotion out of it. I felt like it being almost dead silent.
Right. I felt like it was them trying to find a way to make it different between the living world, I guess, and the dream world, or whatever the hell.
Yeah, probably, but it just wasn't enough to give me the feel of their character. And the one person that I felt like it kind of really did give me the feel of their character, it wasn't like even that good of a feel of their character, because the one that I felt the most like I knew was that one that was playing the game in the shop or whatever, the grab and go.
Oh yeah, which was probably the only kid that most people wouldn't like the most, because he seemed like he was gonna stab a kid and was punching him for a stupid pinball.
Exactly, and I feel like we got more of his personality than we did any of the others.
I think it's because of the fact that he raged. Like, he was super raging the entire time.
Yeah, like, I felt like we got more of his character than the other ones, because literally, like, the Paperboy was literally just him dropping papers off.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why the kid got the most too is because of the fact that her dream, she starts interacting with that when she gets in the car, and you start hearing Finney as well.
Yeah.
And so I think it was, plus maybe because the kid was going to hell, maybe, regardless. I don't know what. But yeah, no, I think it was focused more because of the fact that she was interacting with the dream, where the rest of them were more like visions.
Yeah, but it was just like a lot of the other ones, it's just like, I can't feel for you when all I know you is a Paperboy. Like,
right, or his arm is mint.
Yeah.
The only other one you could kind of feel, the only one that I felt like you could kind of feel for, because I don't think he got many memories, was Robin, because you did get to know him.
Yeah, that's because we got a little bit more time with him. But
yeah.
Like, I couldn't get a feel enough to have the emotions that were missing there. Like, the most emotions we got were probably from Finney, honestly. Finney and the Grabber, because the Grabber went from, extremes.
True.
But other than that, like, the reason it even got as high as it did was probably the Grabber.
The Grabber, and I was just going to say that too. I think
sister and brother.
I think most of it was the Grabber, and then the rest was just everybody else doing an okay enough job, or doing a good job, depending. Yeah, because Ethan Hawke just, like, he killed the role. Like, I I don't know what to say about it other than the fact that he just killed it.
Yeah, and I really liked the brother and sister too. I really liked Finney and Gwen. I thought they did a really good job too. But like, those three just made it.
They did,
8.
And it was what the movie was trying to base around, because it was, like you said, for the most part in one area. They just tried.
Exactly.
So I did give it a 10. Again, I don't know why exactly I decided to give it a 10. I guess for me it was because it was a contained story. They didn't have as much time. The Grabber was really good. The kids were really good. And then I just kind of gave passes to, like, how they decided to do it to get you to try to feel invested. Because, again, they at least tried. It wasn't just like you saw a vision of them being grabbed and that was it. You got to see the boy riding with a newspaper with his dog. And, dogs give off emotions of awe a lot of times.
Yeah, but, like, it didn't even show him grab, bro. It was literally just, like, it panned off onto the dog, and then there was the
he was barking.
Away.
Yeah, he was barking the bike on the ground, driving away.
Like, what the heck?
So, yeah, and again, I still wish they would have done the scene with, like, I wanted to see Robin get captured.
Right? See him trying to fight him.
Yeah, because I feel like he was going to.
Yeah.
Because I think he would have looked at him and been like, I ain't going to help you, bitch.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, I think there was a lot. But, yeah, so I gave it a 10. And again, I don't know what exactly. But, so, this is one of the few times where our ratings actually differ. Because when you add up everything, I gave it a 90%, and you ended up giving it an 80, which usually you like it more than I do.
Yeah.
But, as we always say, just because we're rating it that doesn't mean that it wasn't still a really good movie.
Right.
Like, if we take our two scores, it's pretty much, let's see, 90 and 80, so 85. It was basically a B+.
Yeah, 80 and what? 80 and 90?
90. I mean, really, the median of that feels like it's got to be 85.
Right, it does. Yeah, I know.
I mean, and you can add it. I mean, even if it's not, it's like I would go in between because
it is 85.
It is 85 still. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, really, it's 80.
Be, yeah.
Yeah.
It should be. Yeah.
So I mean, really, an 85, which is a strong B+. But personally, I really, really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, me too.
So, like, even with its flaws and whatnot, if you just want a good time and you want a nice psychological thriller with a good, I mean, serial killer, obviously, with a good, like, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy feel that we haven't had for a while, besides art,
Yeah.
then I think this is a good movie to sit down. And I think the supernatural element really brings a lot to the table. So, well, I guess we'll go ahead and leave it here unless you have any final thoughts about the movie.
No.
All right. We'll go ahead and leave it here, and when we come back to the next episode, it'll be Black Phone 2. We'll see what changes, what didn't, and if we feel like it should have gotten a prequel instead of a sequel. But until next time, remember, keep watching movies, keep liking what you like. I still haven't figured out how to end this fully. And if the phone rings while you're being captured by a serial killer, I don't know, answer the phone.